So I've posted in Classroom this presentation on Google Slides about the marketing mix. And I want to go over the marketing mix with you today and explain what that is. So the marketing mix really takes a strategy for connecting our product to our customers. We talked yesterday about what marketing is. Marketing is connecting our product to our customers. And the marketing mix, called the 4Ps, if you Google marketing mix, you might see where it says 7 Ps. They're trying to get all kinds of Ps included in here, but we're going to stick with the original 4. Relates to how we connect our product to a specific market. So there's 4 parts: product, price, place, and promotion. And the marketing mix is a strategy that we are going to try to connect our product to this particular group. Now, we could have different marketing mixes for different target markets. So for example, in our Valentine's Day carnation sale, we might have one strategy to work with students, and we might have another strategy to work with parents. But for our examples today, we'll just be kind of focusing on that for our entire product. So it starts with product. Obviously, the product itself is important, how we design it, what the features of the product are. But in terms of the marketing mix, the product goes beyond just the product itself, and it goes into the name. Think brand. What is the brand of the product? What does that brand tell people? How do you package the product? If it's a drink, what does that bottle look like? What's the features of it? How does it feel in the hand? What's the labeling look like? Is it something that has to go into a separate box? And what is that box going to look like? So there's a lot that goes into product. And just one thing I want you to understand is we're going to be talking about the marketing mix today, but we're going to actually go through the marketing mix with your product. So you'll be answering these questions as we go through over the next month, designing a product, and you actually think about, okay, how will I package this product? What will that look like? So overall, product refers to how does your product fulfill your customers' needs, and it's not just about their need for that product itself. I'm thirsty, I want something to drink. This is something that they can drink. Well, it goes way beyond that, right? So I want to think about, how do I identify myself with that product? When I'm buying that product, what is it giving me in terms of status? What does it say about me when I use that product? So it goes beyond just the actual physical product itself. So price, a lot of times when we talk about price, students think about, well, how much does it cost us to make the product? And of course, that's important. We have what's called the break-even point, which is, how much money we have to sell the product for in order to get our money back. Not just for the cost of the product, but the labor to make it, the cost to package it and distribute it, all of those costs that go into the product. The break-even point is when we actually start making a profit. But price goes way beyond profit. And we talked about this with the lawn mowing business and some other things. How we charge, how much we charge for our product really relates to where we want to position ourselves in the market. And if we're coming up with a new product that has a lot of competition in the market, let's say it's maybe it's a ketchup that's a new type of ketchup. Well, we're not going to really be able to compete on price against these big companies like Heinz. There's no way. They've been making ketchup for a long time. They have what we call economies of scale, meaning that they have big production facilities, and they really can spread out their cost over a lot of product. And if we're going to be trying to position our product, we're probably going to be better off thinking about a higher price, and people will then associate with that price a higher quality. Now, obviously, we have to deliver that. We have to deliver a better quality product, and our price will say that, hey, this is maybe a premium ketchup, artisanal, something that you can't get everywhere, and it's so much better than, whether better means tastes better or is healthier or better for the environment or it's organic or however we want to define as better. That's how we're going to position ourselves with price. Discounts, what maybe do we offer someone if we have a product that has a certain shelf life? Does it get marked down over time, or do we have a certain new model that comes out every year? You think about styles of shoes. At the end of that cycle, are we going to discount our product down? And if we do, what does that say about the product? Will it hurt our brand if we discount it? Are we going to offer discounts for people that buy, a certain amount in bulk? Bundling, do we want to have other products go with our product? Or I always chuckle, Walmart advertises it always has the cheapest price, and I look at certain items it's trying to compete on, like around Christmas, that rather than just having an Xbox, they'll have an Xbox bundle. I don't know if anybody can think of an Xbox bundle that might be available. Does anybody know of what might have gotten packaged with an Xbox? Seems to me like I've seen that, going to buy an Xbox or something, and maybe there's like a special Call of Duty edition or something like that, and that allows them to have they say it's the same price, but since it's bundled with some other things, a game, maybe it's a special, Minecraft edition, so it looks a certain way, it's green or whatever. The basic question with price is, what value does your product have? That goes beyond just the product itself into how the customers perceive it. Place refers to where you're going to sell your product, and now with the internet, we have a lot more flexibility with how we're going to deliver a product to customers. We don't necessarily need to go through traditional brick and mortar sales. So first of all, indirect or direct. Direct means it's coming directly from us. We're going to make our own elderberry syrup in our kitchen, and we're going to send that directly to a customer. And now it's a lot easier to do that. If I was making, let's say, something like elderberry syrup, 50 years ago or 30 years ago, how could I sell that directly? Well, I could set up a little stand on the, street corner. I could go to a craft sale and, set up a tent. And people still do that, and that's fine. But now with the internet, I can set up direct sales just through a website or some other app. How to purchase indirectly means you're going to have your product being sold by a store, and how are you going to handle their distribution channels? How will you get it to them? So delivery options are how you actually connect that physical product to the customer themselves. And what are sales? We talked about sales the other day, sales options. When I was a kid, people would go door to door, knock on a door, and they would demonstrate a vacuum right in your living room, show you how good this Electrolux or Kirby vacuum is, and you could buy it right from that person. We certainly don't see as much of that today, but sales certainly means, do you have a person that's going to offer that sale? So how do you have a connection with a human being? And we obviously are familiar with car salesmen, mattresses. We also often go to a place where there's a salesperson that can talk to you about it. But there's other sales options as well. Are you going to have somebody that goes, let's say, to an event and sets up a tent and gives away or gives samples or sells that product at that event? Or how else are you going to have people doing sales? So place is all about how you connect your product to your customers. Finally, the last P is promotion. Promotion refers to how do we actually get a person to be aware of our product? How do we capture their attention? So advertising refers to a TV commercial, radio commercial, but also having signs that get put up is advertising. How are we going to communicate our message to our customers? Are we going to have some sort of social media presence? How do we establish a connection with them? Are we going to have live events, whether that's live in person or live through social media, to where we're answering people's questions and having demonstrations? I always remember going to the state fair and you would go into where they would have a merchant's building, and you would walk around, and there would be people demonstrating new products, and then they would have the product there to buy, whether it was a knife or some new gadget for your home. I remember there would always be the guys. They would have these foam airplanes, and they would pass them back and forth, and they'd have it do a loop to loops, and you could walk out with that product there. So what is the message that you're trying to send, and how do you get the attention of the customer? So let's take a look at a brand that you might be familiar with, Starbucks, and take a look at the 4 Ps of Starbucks. So first of all, it's product. Starbucks has a particular product. It has premium coffee, meaning it's saying they're going to give you coffee that you can't get somewhere else. It's going to be a better quality coffee that you can get at most places. They also connect with customers by handwriting the customer's name. So they're trying to connect this with customers, making this personal connection. And I think that's a part of their brand. Obviously, when you have a premium item, you want to have a premium price, and certainly Starbucks is not cheap. It doesn't pretend to be cheap. It's not going to compete in that market. It's going to compete by doing a couple things. Selling you something that is of higher quality, and it gives you superior quality. So I asked with the 4th hour class if anybody has a special, Starbucks order. Does anybody in here go in and get, they know exactly it's the triple mocha latte espresso. I don't know any of that stuff. I want 2 pumps of this and extra foam, but that's kind of what they do is, that personalization. Even though it's a big brand, it really sells people on, hey, I'm going to get this exactly for me, and it's going to have my name written on it. That's a big part of what they do. So obviously, because it's a high quality brand, they're going to position themselves in, trendy locations. You're not going to find a Starbucks in the sort of poor part of town. It's going to be where the people are that have the money, and they're going to position themselves there. Whether it be across the street from State Farm Insurance, whether it be on college campuses, they're going to try and be where people think, hey, this is a hip area, a place where, the cool people with the money go. And obviously they have to offer drive-through. And I wanted to mention that interesting to me that Dunkin' Donuts has been able to compete with Starbucks. When I was, growing up, Dunkin' Donuts was like the local coffee shop, donut shop, and they were kind of trending out during the 80s, kind of something that appeared to be old and dirty. And they've really kind of jumped on the premium coffee bandwagon with Starbucks. And I know not a lot of you don't drive now, but when you get to driving, if you go down Main Street like you're going to ISU, the second exit into Bloomington, I would warn you to stay in the left-hand lane, because Dunkin' is there, and they often back up their drive-through onto that road, especially at certain times of the day, first thing in the morning. So be careful with that. But it's a big thing for people to, I'm going to drive through and get these special coffee orders and bring it to people. It's like a special gift that you can give someone. So that's a big part of their brand. And if you go inside Starbucks, it's upscale. It looks like where people with money go. So Starbucks social media, they probably have an app. You can always reorder your app. They probably offer you promotions through those apps, special deals that you can get. Certainly local word of mouth. People walk around with a Starbucks cup, and people, where'd you get that? And what's your drink? And they're talking about it. I think that's certainly a part of their, of their brand. Seasonal items. Can you think of anything seasonal at Starbucks? Something that they don't have all the time? Can any of you talk? Is that still available to you? I don't go to Starbucks, so I don't know if they have anything that might be come out at a certain time. Well, I think they do, so maybe somebody can tell me. But one thing about Starbucks, it's been around for a while, but it really has maintained its brand, and has I think, done a good job to market itself. I thought they might run its course, but it seems to be as popular as ever. So this is the marketing mix, coming up with a strategy for your product with these 4 Ps. I'm going to move over now into the assignment. So if you can do this with me, go into Classroom, and under classwork, you're going to see this assignment that I've posted called the Marketing Mix Profile, and this is what I want you to be working on the remainder of your class time. It's going to be due Monday regardless of what happens with school. What you'll do here is you're going to edit this document. You'll put your name here and you're going to select a product. Pick a product that you know and love, something that's probably on a consumer level, maybe a drink or something that you eat or something else that you purchase to use, and put the product name here and get a photo of it online and paste that here. And then describe the product here. Give me a couple sentences. Describe your product like you're describing it to someone, like you're going to a foreign country and they've never heard of this product. You know, what is Gatorade? Well, it's this drink. It's bright colored. It's very sweet. It's marketed for people to use after they've been exercising. And it's supposed to hydrate you better, whatever. Explain that. Comes in different fruit flavors, even though there's no fruit juice in it. Super sweet, and so explain that, and then go through each of these items and provide an answer. So like, what will it provide? Well, what does it provide? So Gatorade, it quenches my thirst. Interesting that I use those words that the marketing gave right to me. After sports. So if you don't use the words, if you don't say something like it provides, at least give an answer that's more than like liquid. Do more than that. Tell me what is its name? How does it look? So think about the packaging. Is it shiny? How's the bottle feel? If it's Gatorade, it's got all these grooves in it. I can grip it, or it's in a glass bottle. It's sleek. It's cold. Because what you're doing here is you're starting to understand what this marketing mix is by looking at products that you currently use. What colors did they use in the package? What sort of artwork is on there? What words are they using? As you start getting into this, and we'll do this even more, you start to understand how marketing is kind of everywhere, and that's nothing wrong with that, but how does it impact how you feel about that product? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it over for you to work on this on your own. You have the remaining class time to do that, so you have 20 minutes. I'm going to stay online. I'll stop the recording, but stay online to see if you have any questions. You can exit the meet and only come back on if you have questions, but you are to complete this. This is due Monday for you. We'll continue on Monday finishing the notes that are on the back side of your page, so you don't have to do anything more with the notes, but you have this assignment related to the marketing mix. So thank you for joining me today. Stay warm, stay safe. I hope that if you want to go out and have fun in the snow, I hope that you can. But otherwise, may your hot chocolate be warm and full of nice marshmallows. And otherwise, may your internet connections remain strong.